Hey guys, what is up? Um, oh, I forgot I need to click on it. Okay. So I kind of wanted to show you guys what I've been up to lately. I recently discovered the Dolphin emulator, and I also found a Pokemon XD ROM. And it's pretty nostalgic for me. I've been playing the game, doing some different stuff with it. And I just wanted to talk about something today that I never realized when I was younger playing this game. Um, Probably something that a lot of Pokemon fans don't notice. Well, after you beat the game, you unlock what's called the Orre Colosseum. And let's just say, guys, this is probably the most bullshit Colosseum I've ever seen in my life. Um, Obviously, we're emulating this using Dolphin, and I'll leave links in the description, no worries. Probably will just leave links to the videos where they have all the download links and stuff. But the Orre Colosseum, guys, has probably got to be one of the most triggering things I have ever seen in Pokemon. And obviously, no copyright bullshit. Nintendo and Game Freak own all the models and etc. etc. But what were they thinking when they created this Colosseum? This is like, oh, because they use ridiculous the Pokemon that you battle have ridiculously high stats. And so, excuse me guys, with their overpowered stats, regular Pokemon just cannot compete with these Pokemon. And so I did a run of the first set with a regular team, and I got killed on Lovarina, or however you say her name. I whited out because her Pokemon were so overpowered that they killed me. So, me being me and me being very determined, I was up pretty late last night messing around with some other programs, and I figured out how to create my own Pokemon. And that was when I decided to do a test here. And I'll be doing a let's play of this game soon. I've already got some ideas on that. But I decided to test this out and see what happens. So, as I'm sure you guys are aware, the restrictions of the Orre Colosseum are a bit much. Let's just talk to this chick, and if it's a bit glitchy, we're emulating. It's not going to be perfect. And these are just settings that run a consistently decent FPS for me. That way, it's sped up a little bit just to get a better frame per second. That way, number one, it's more entertaining to watch because it doesn't take 6 hours to do anything. And number two, you're not watching a glitchy, laggy game all the time. So, first off, we're going to look at the ineligible Pokemon list. Now keep in mind, these Pokemon that you're going to be battling have absolutely ridiculous stats. So we can't use Shadow Pokemon, which, not a big deal, I don't really care. But we also are not allowed to use Mewtwo, Mew, Lugia, Ho-Oh, Celebi, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, Jirachi, or Deoxys. So, there goes, like, a lot of really good options for this Colosseum. You can't use any of these Pokemon in any form or any way, shape, or manner unless you use a cheat code to enable no restrictions. And you also have to have a full party of 6 Pokemon. Okay. Now let's look at ineligible holdup. Well, first off, now they've basically taken some of the best base stat total Pokemon and some of the best sweepers out of the running. You can't even use them. Further making this Colosseum even more difficult, on top of the already ridiculously overstated Pokemon. So let's look at hold item restrictions. They cannot hold certain kinds of items when they enter. And notice, they do not ban Latios or Latias. The Latis are completely safe. but they can't use Soldu. So, so you're telling me that I can't use my Soldu for my Lattes? That sucks as well, because now you're dumbing down my Latios and Latias, and it's making them a less viable option against these overly statted Pokemon. They also can't hold the same kinds of items, so two of your Pokemon cannot have the same thing. So if you want to use leftovers, only one Pokemon can have leftovers. So you're not going to be able to run a full choice band team, you're not going to be able to run leftovers every left and right, whatever. Can't do it. Because you can only have one of each. So, well, fuck. Again, further restricting us. It's double battles, obviously. It's 4 per battle. It's a 4 it's a 4 battle knockout challenge. Now, also keep in mind there's no restrictions on statuses and things in here. So the enemy teams, especially in the first set, are going to take advantage of confusion and sleep, and every status ailment you can think of is in here multiple times. So again, I wanted to test this out and see just how difficult and how overly powerful these Pokemon actually are. And so here's what I did. I used a tool called Pokemon GameCube tool. It's a save file editor. And I went ahead and I built a perfect team. Literally, this team right here has perfect EVs and IVs, and their stats are as high as possible, while also getting that boost from their nature. So, a jolly natured Latios, these are the best stats he can possibly have. And for example, a jolly natured Latias, these are the best stats he can possibly have. Now the reason I decided to go jolly with the majority of these Pokemon is because the speed of the Pokemon in this Colosseum are absolutely ridiculous. I literally have 350 speed, and I am still getting outsped in the Colosseum sometimes. Not every time, but I am still getting outsped at 350 speed. So, we're going to pop the next one, and I'm just going to show you exactly how difficult this is. Now bear in mind, we are using a fully maxed team with fully maxed stats. Jolteon, Ninjask, Weezing, Steelix, Houndoom, Hitmonlee. And obviously I know there are strategies that work for this, like substitute strategies, etc., etc. I've looked at them all, and I just wanted to see, guys. I wanted to test this out with maxed Pokemon, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let's open with Dragonite and Metagross, and then we'll bring our Latias as our backups. Give us some good coverage there. Okay, guys. For those of you that are new to the channel, when I flip the mic, it just mutes it. That way you don't have to listen to me breathing heavy into it or any weird stuff. Because when I vape, it is pretty loud. Okay, so we opened with Dragonite and Metagross. Keep in mind, these are max stat Pokemon. Metagross is an adamant nature. Dragonite is a jolly nature. Okay, so we've got a Jolteon and a Ninjask. We're going to go Flamethrower on Ninjask, and we're just going to pop Metagross's Earthquake to get rid of Jolteon. FPS is really taking a shit right now. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll sort it out later. I just want to show you guys how ridiculous this is. And that ninja just took a flamethrower from a max stat Dragonite and did not die. Go ahead and tell me how that works. These Pokemon are absolutely absurd. Okay, so Steelix. Steelix is a Steel-type Pokemon. He is a physical tank because he's Steel. So, we're going to use Flamethrower, and we're going to see just exactly what happens. It should be a one-hit KO. We're going to see how crazy this Steelix is. Literally, it took him down to like half health. That is how tanky that ridiculous Steelix is. His explosion just damn near killed a maxed Dragonite. 300 and like 64 damage there, or 360, or somewhere in that ballpark. I just took 300 and even worse, 371 damage. 371 damage from an explosion. That is absolutely ridiculous, guys. Why am I getting... I don't exactly know what's going on right now. My FPS is just in the fucking trash. Just do that. Okay. Now we did just put it up to... We did mess with it a little bit, so... We're gonna have a little bit of garbled text, because that's just what happens when you mess with the settings and do certain things to it. Alright guys, we have had two very strong Pokemon nonetheless. They're not, like, we're not using max stat Squirtles. We just had a max stat Dragonite and a max stat Metagross get KO'd. I don't think any NPC's Pokemon should be this strong. I understand this is like the big finale or whatever, but this is ridiculous. There is no reason why I should be able to use max stat Pokemon and not breeze through this. There's no reason these Pokemon should be this ridiculous, because imagine doing this with a legitimate team. Imagine trying to work this out in a way to where you do this with a legit team. You've probably got 50 hours or more just in building that team because of the Pokemon you're going to need to acquire. And because, and because of the ridiculous IVs, EVs, and natures those Pokemon are going to have. Because these Pokemon that I'm using have 31 in all 6 IVs, and they have 252 in all 6 EVs. Essentially making these perfect Pokemon, so to speak. And their movesets are even edited. Some of these Pokemon have moves that they're not even supposed to have. And of course, I went ahead and made most of them shiny. I don't know why, but Latias did not go shiny for me, which was a little weird. But these Pokemon have moves they're not supposed to have. They've got stats they're not supposed to have. And they're still getting shit on. That is how nuts this Colosseum is, guys. So for those of you that decide to take this Colosseum on legitimately, and again, as you can see, we got some garbled text there because the simulator's not perfect. Most emulators are not. Oh, great, and now we've got a Gen 3 team with a Raikou and all 3 starters. This is not going to be a fun one, guys. I'm not even going to show this battle to you. But, for those of you that decide to take this Colosseum on legitimately, good luck. Good fucking luck. Because quite frankly, this is something that I would never even try legitimately. This is much too hard for my expertise, and I've been playing Pokemon since I was this tall. And quite frankly, this Colosseum is just absolutely ridiculous, and I think they should have dumbed it down a little bit. It's a bit much. At least loosen the restrictions a little bit. Let me use my Rayquaza. Let me use my Mewtwo. You know, let me use those Pokemon that are actually more capable to stand up to these stupid fuckers. Anyways, guys, that's all for me today. I just want to talk about this ridiculous Colosseum and why it is so hard. Why is it so hard? There's no point for it. Anyways, guys, if you like, comment, subscribe, helps me out. Like I said, I'll probably be doing a Let's Play pretty soon. Anyways, until next time, take care.